Hello everybody, my name is Heather and welcome back to my channel. As you can see from the title of this video, I am unhauling some books. My husband and I are doing some decluttering this week. If you're familiar with the life-changing magic of tidying up, we are kind of doing a light version of that system. We've actually done it, we did it last spring, like a year and a half ago. So anyway, we just did books on my lifestyle channel, Heather Styles Life. I'm actually going to be doing a video of more of that process of actually choosing the books. But in this video on this channel, I'm actually going to show you the books that I'm getting rid of. I might say why, I might not say why. I had like run out of room. I only have one bookshelf because last time we did the life-changing magic of tidying up, we got rid of 2 bookshelves. We had 3. So with that all said, I'm just going to get into it. These aren't really in any order. They're all stacked like on the floor down here. So the first 3 are actually in my November wrap up. So I actually just read these and I'm getting rid of them. So one of them is Fairest by Marissa Meyer. So I have, what do I own? I own Winter and Stars Above in hardcover, and they match and they look so pretty together, and I feel like this one just doesn't look pretty next to them, so I'm getting rid of it. I'm also getting rid of Lux Opposition, which is Opposition plus Shadows. Yeah, you'll see I'm getting rid of the entire Lux series. These just happen to be next to me. Getting rid of All the Bright Places by Jennifer Niven. This is kind of funny. I'm getting rid of Spark Joy by Marie Kondo. Like, none of it was memorable to me, really, so I'm getting rid of it. I think she would approve, though. She would approve of me minimizing that. Okay, The Diviners by Libba Bray. I listened to Lair of Dreams on audiobook, and I enjoyed the audiobooks, or the audiobook so much more. So I'm getting rid of the first one because if the third one comes out, or when the third one comes out, I'm probably just gonna listen to it on audiobook. I really liked the narrator. Dream House by Marzia Bizognian. She's a YouTuber, Cutie Pie Marzia. This I won in a giveaway. And I read it and it was fine. Dating an Alien Pop Star by Kendra L. Saunders. This is a book I received from being a part of booktube tours. I read it, I reviewed it, and I'm getting rid of it now. I won Beyond the Stars by Stacey Wise in another giveaway, and I read it, and it's just like, some of these were just, I just don't need them. Like, I know I'm never going to reread them. Here we go. Here's the rest of the Lux series. We have Lux Beginnings and Lux Consequences, and while I did enjoy this series, I don't see myself ever rereading it. I have to be a little cutthroat because we're moving and books are heavy. Another one I got from being a host of booktube tours, Dark Horses by Cecily Vaughn. I'm not going to try and pronounce it because I always mess it up. I read it, I reviewed it, I did my duty. We have Kindling Flames Gathering Tinder and Kindling Flames Gathering Sparks. These take me back to when I first started doing booktube tours. I believe these were like the first books I had to review. Genesis Girl is another one from booktube tours by Jennifer Bardsley. I actually really did enjoy this. But I'm just not ever gonna reread it. I don't think I would continue this series either unless it got sent to me. Getting rid of Me Before You by Jojo Moyes. This was so disappointing. The Coldest Girl in Cold Town by Holly Black. The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins. I actually really like this book. I think I gave it like a 5 out of 5 stars. But I kind of want to, honestly, I want other people to read this. I'm not going to reread it, so I believe other people should read this. Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. This was one of my top, like, disappointing books of 2015. Here's another disappointing book from last year, Soundless by Rochelle Mead. Now we have the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy. What can I say? I liked it, but not enough to keep it. Okay, I actually haven't read this. This is in my TBR pile video. This is the 3rd random, I know, but the 3rd Buffy the Vampire Slayer book. Here's one that I also have not read, and I probably will never read. This was given to me by one of my old coworkers, and while I appreciate being given books, I love it so much, It's like a detective story, and I just don't think I'm ever gonna read it. Starflight by Melissa Landers. I almost kept this because the cover is so pretty. It's like a nice texture. It's all golden sparkly, but the story was just kind of meh. The Love That Split the World by Emily Henry. This is one that was also kind of disappointing and boring. The cover is really pretty, but I'm not keeping it. The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. This was a really interesting book, and I believe that more people should read it, but it's just gonna sit on my shelf and it's not gonna get reread by me probably ever. If I do want to reread it, I think I would listen to the audiobook because I believe Claire Danes does the narration. Bye-bye. This is the Shatter Me trilogy by Tahara Mafi, and I have a whole book talk on this series. Actually, I think it's the only book talk that I've ever done. I'm never gonna reread them. This is the thing. It's like I'm very torn because being a booktuber, it's all about like, you know, everyone's got their pretty bookshelves behind them and everything, and I want that. But I also get very overwhelmed by having too many things. The Miniaturist by Jessie Burton. This is a gorgeous cover. It's such a pretty book, but I didn't like the book at all. Like I didn't, so I'm getting rid of it. The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. I actually hauled a hardcover version of this book because I loved it so much. So I have the hardcover, and I'm actually doing like a mail book club type thing. Mail as in like sending through the mail, not like mail as in boy. Anyway, so I'm actually going to be sending this to someone who's part of that book club service. My Drunk Kitchen by Hannah Hart. I bought this because I like Hannah Hart. I just don't think I'm ever going to make any of these meals. Homer's The Odyssey. I have read this. My husband has read it. We're not rereading it anytime soon, and all it's doing is making us look smart, but we don't even have any guests to like look at our bookshelves to admire how smart we are, so I'm getting rid of it. A few plays now. We have, what is this? This is Rabbit Hole by David Lindsay Abaire. Really? Abaire? I don't know. Anyway, I had to study this for one of my theater classes back in undergrad, and I really liked this play, and I think I kept it because someday I really want to be in this play, but if I'm ever in the play, they give you a script. I have here Our Town by Thornton Wilder. This was actually my husband's copy because he did sound for it, so it's all tabbed up. I'm gonna keep the tabs in there and his name because that's just interesting. Someone might enjoy that. Noise is Off by Michael Frayn. This is a hysterical play, and I kept it. I did backstage for it, but I want to be in it someday. But again, they give you a script. There's no reason for me to keep this. The Games Afoot. This is a play by Samuel French. Is that who it's by? Really? No, Ken Ludwig. Samuel French is the publisher. Ken Ludwig. I was in this play, and I really enjoyed it, and I wanted to keep it. But I'm like, see, it's all highlighted. I don't know if you can see all my lines and all this, my little stage directions and everything, but I'm probably not going to be in it again. And if I am, they'll give me a script. Getting rid of Wild by Cheryl Strayed. I loved this book so very much, but I'm not going to be rereading it, and I think other people should read it, so I'll get rid of it. Eat, Pray, Love by Elizabeth Gilbert. I wanted to read this book so much, and I still really do, but I feel like I'm never going to sit and read it. But if the audiobook is narrated by the author, I really want the audiobook. The Girl from Everywhere by Heidi Heilig. It was underwhelming. The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman. This is an interesting book, but I'm never rereading it, and I feel like someone else might enjoy it. And finally, this is a super random book to end on, but this is Nigel Barker's Beauty Equation. I got this in college, and I read through all of it, and I honestly think that this is a really, really interesting guide for people who are trying to improve their self-image and everything like that. And this came to me in my life when I really needed it. That's it. Those are all of the books I am unhauling. I should count how many books there are and leave that number somewhere on the screen because that's a lot more than I thought I'd be getting rid of. You might be wondering if I'm giving away any of these books to you guys, and while I wish I could, it is very expensive to ship books. They're very heavy. I've done it before and it's a lot. So I promise I will do a giveaway at some point in the future, but it will more likely be some sort of email voucher or emailed gift card or something like that, so that I don't actually have to pay for shipping, because shipping is expensive AF. So yeah, I do love you guys, but I'm just gonna donate these to my local thrift store or Green Drop or something like that. So I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Also, I want to say this as a sort of disclaimer that I should have said at the beginning of the video. If I'm getting rid of your favorite book, please don't be offended, but I am getting rid of some books in here down in this huge pile that I really did like. I hope I didn't offend you. If I did, I'm so sorry. I do love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.